All right, guys, welcome into Above Ground World News. Welcome back. This is going to be a live coverage show. Oh, man, I don't even know where to start. We got some crazy business going on over in the Pacific. It's not over, it's only beginning. So I guess this is, when they said the calm before the storm is here, and they're going to keep coming. Over here in Kansas, man, they got hit with a mile-wide tornadoes. Check this out.
It's unbelievable, really, Gary. I mean, just look at that wall of rain, and inside we know is a large tornado. Doing damage. Of course, it's just moving to the south side of Lawrence. We are hoping with everything we have that it's just going to barely miss the south side of Lawrence, and that's kind of what it's appearing like right now. So south side of Lawrence is holding their breath, no doubt. A large tornado buried in there, debris still being reported on radar.
Wait till you see the this is probably the most defined circulation I've ever seen on the radar. This thing was a massive. Now, I had this all set up, but it looks like it freaked out on me here. Let me zoom in on this. And we're looking at the correlation, and this will show us the debris ball. And it should be coming right there in the blue here. I gotta slow this way down. And let me back it up here. So we're looking right where my mouse is. See this? We got several tornadoes that come through here, but this was a beast. So we get it going back forward. So just follow my mouse and you'll see this debris ball. This thing did major damage. The local news, man, they were crying when they seen the damage this thing put out. Look at that. You could see it spins up, it goes away, and then it fires back up over to the east. Let me unzoom this out. And we'll speed it back up a little bit. And we got tornadoes going everywhere. So here it comes. I'll try to keep my mouse on it. It's kind of running a little sketchy. So here it is right here. We're following it, headed right for Kansas City. Pretty crazy. It looks like it was being steered. It was heading northeast the whole time till it got to the Kansas Speedway, and then it went straight east around the Kansas Speedway. And then it went up and around downtown Kansas City, and then it went away, but then it fired back up. Let's go ahead and check the watches and warnings. And later in the week, I'm going to get into how they can steer hurricanes, how they steer tornadoes. We already have all the evidence. We had a tornado in New York. Let's see what this one was. This was at 9:33, which that can't be right. I guess my time it would have been 8:33. So this it's for New Jersey, Richmond County, and southeastern New York. Severe thunderstorm was located Basking Ridge, moving. Okay, so that one was that was just a radar. I haven't really looked at that one. Let me get out of that. All right, we'll come back to this today. I got this crazy alert on my phone. Truman Lake 737.2 Tuesday crest, 738.67 Sunday. Releases 18,000 since Monday, 40,000 Wednesday, 70,000 Thursday. There's nowhere to let this water out. They're not opening the floodgates. So right after I got this warning, I got another warning, and then I clicked on it, and it sent me here to the Daily Truman Lake update. Truman Lake and dam provide reliable information to the public. Our goal is to stop rumors and misinformation regarding Lake dam release levels, and more. I'm the only one that I know of that's reporting on this, so I don't know if this is supposed to be aimed at me because I drove up there and got footage showing they were not opening the gates. Any kind of releases is coming straight through the generators. And then right after that they put, because we have a small staff, our updates will be once a day. And there was something I wanted to get into on here that's pretty mind-blowing. Oh, yeah, they kind of give you a warning here. They've closed all the roads. Now I can't go up there and look at the dam. They've closed the road access to Truman Dam and East Bledsoe Ferry areas until further notice. Truman Dam and levee systems under 24-hour surveillance and increased inspection as per standard operating procedures. Expect to see increase in use-based personnel in and around the facility. The dam is operating as designed. Well, how do we know? We have to take their word for it, because now we're not able to drive up there and look. So I went to their webpage here, and then they sent me to the Army Corps of Engineers. Of course, they have the serpent for their logo, and they're getting ready to have a meeting. In fact, it was tonight. It's tonight or tomorrow. So there's a meeting on the dam. Public meeting about high water is Wednesday night at 6 p.m. at the Harry S. Truman Visitor Center. And if you want to check that out, I shared this over on my Facebook. It did not look like that. You guys seen what I filmed the other day. This has got to be from a long time ago, because that is not what it looks like. It was shut down. I was just there. Now I want to take you over here to my page, my Facebook regular page, not the above ground page. Look at the flooding over Kansas City here. Let's play this. Check that out. So crazy flooding going on. And they're really not talking about this whatsoever. They're keeping us all occupied with the tornado apocalypse. And then here in Omaha, thunderstorm drops hell in southwest Omaha. More severe weather expected later. This is like feet of hell. And when I see stuff like this, it reminds me of when the company Cy Blue and Aqueous did a weather modification program down in Texas in 2012. And they caused 4 feet of hell. They caused major flooding. These storms look exactly like what happened when they were doing their operation, which I've done tons of videos on it. The Mississippi River flood is the longest lasting in over 90 years since the Great Flood of 1927. This is definitely going to be a historical event. It already is. On top of the tornado bombs. I mean, that thing that we looked at the beginning, that was a rain bomb with a tornado in the middle of it. We've had golf ball hail, 16 inches of snow likely as weather, winter weather actually, in Colorado. So we got we just had the boulders that fell off the side of the mountain that closed that highway indefinitely. I mean, they had boulders the size of buildings. Extreme weather spans coast to coast with multiple tornadoes, severe storms plaguing the country. Remember that word, plaguing? You know what they're going to do after after everything they're going to do happens, then we're going to be looking at the plagues. We're going to be looking at the Zika virus. We're going to be looking at the Lyme disease. They're going to hit us with all kinds of stuff on top of the food shortages. I mean, every sign we get is just leading up to their new world order, their Agenda 21, Agenda 2030. I mean, we're watching this happen right before our eyes. Disaster in the making. Much of Iowa to receive 7 inches of rain in the next 8 days. We've been getting 1 inch of rain every 15 minutes. So, unbelievable, man. We know this is weather warfare. We try to prove it every single night. And we try to do our best at showing that. And when I said in the beginning of the show that we have a problem. Now, every time before a major disaster, the Paradise Fires, every major hurricane, every cyclone, all the fires, we see what's called shipping operations out here. We see these flumes of white. There's some better ones over here. I mean, this is huge. This is as big as it was back before the Paradise Fires. These white lines you're seeing are not aircraft. These are ships. They are deploying tons of bunker fuel. They're reloading the sky. I mean, I've never seen them this close to the shore. Look at this ship. And then you have aerosols being deployed. So what am I talking about here? Let me play a clip.
The Navy Warfare Development Command tested a new anti-ship missile defense system June 21st through 25th. Pandora Fog consists of shipboard radar-absorbing carbon fiber clouds tested under a variety of at-sea conditions using assets from the U.S. Army, Navy, and Air Force.
That's right, carbon fiber man-made clouds. So we have a big-time shipping operation up here, like one of the biggest ones I've seen this year, except for the one before all this flooding, before they steered the atmospheric river into the west coast to wash away the evidence of the fires. And we've been watching all the aerosols being deployed from the aircraft, feeding all these storms. Where it's not spraying, you get these white little puffy clouds, you know, the normal kind that you used to see when you were younger, and now you're lucky if you see them once to twice a month, unless they have a high pressure system parked over your part of the country. You know, even the trolls in the we got major fires going on up in Canada. Even the trolls can't argue that they're doping up the jet fuel. Even if these planes and drones aren't releasing aerosols that day, nanoparticles and nanobots, you also have doped up jet fuel at all the commercial airliners. Don't believe me? Here's NASA and DMI.
So you just mentioned contrails. So how do the contrails affect or have an impact on the climate?
Right. Well, contrails have a huge impact on climate. And so, in fact, some of the recent modeling work that has come out of DLR suggests that contrails today, just the ones that we're able to see up in the sky, maybe today, this week, this month, have a larger impact on Earth's climate than all of the carbon dioxide emitted by aircraft since the first powered airplane flight. So that's a huge effect. And so even as CO2 accumulates, greenhouse gases accumulate in the atmosphere, the impact of these contrails trapping heat and reflecting sunlight back into space is having a huge effect on the Earth's energy balance. And so
that's right, ladies and gentlemen, they're dumping more particles this week than all of the aviation since the very first plane. That's why our skies are so toxic. That's why we're all have a chest infection. That's right. Yeah, they can call them contrails, but that's just the con. They're conning you. Right there, they're admitting that they're causing the climate change. They just said that they're emitting the sunlight back out into space. They're saying that they're trapping the heat in. You want to know why these storms are so powerful? It's because they're full of the metal particles. That's why. It's not climate change. It's not global warming. And it is partly solar minimum for sure. But you definitely have the weather controllers out here controlling the weather. Now there's a program going on right now over in Iran. It's snowing in the desert. We got two companies out there, and they openly admit to steering the atmospheric rivers. And I was going to try to get that to load, but they got major. Last night we showed the big spraying operation out there, and we'll get into this a little bit later. We probably need to check the storm coverage. Like you can see the ships out here, the yellow lines, just wanted to, like they're dumping tons and tons of bunker fuel out here. I mean, it's a major, these are not fishing vessels. These are weather modification boats out here. Most likely military. UN, who knows, man? I'm not out there. I can't fly out there and see who it is. They'd probably shoot you down if you did. Anyway, guys, let's jump into some radar and stuff. Let's check out what is happening right now. So we've had tons of tornado warnings all the way up into the East Coast. Look at all these tornado warnings. Let's see if we got anything right now. So right now, we do have something right there on the East Coast. Let me check the get back to my next RAS where I can check the alerts. So really, it's not showing any new tornadoes. Tons of severe thunderstorms. Yeah, the last tornado warning was the one in New York. Hey, thanks there, Christy. And we got some strange stuff going on. Now, we've learned over the years of how they're using the electromagnetics to steer the atmospheric river in the sky. What am I talking about? I'm talking about the mimic mat, the rivers of the sky, the blue gold. Let me get there. So you can see just what's going on. And I can show you a clip. Man, I get tired of having to show these same clips. I know there's new people coming in every night. And so I have to show these clips. I know we're all tired of hearing them. We hate the people that are creating the weather chaos, and that's what they're doing. When you affect the weather in one area, it affects the weather on the other side, man. You're stretching and pulling these atmospheric rivers, and that's what we're looking at right now. We're looking at the morphed microwave imagery. This is like taking an X-ray down, looking at the water vapor. Now, ever since the Paradise Fire, this atmospheric river used to curve up and go into the Aleutian Island chain and then get sucked down. And it never did come up like it is right now. It's being totally manipulated. It looks like I'm too... let me zoom in on this a little bit better here, if it'll let me. Let's go to North America. Welcome in, everybody out there. Much love. Thanks for sharing this stuff out and trying to get the word out, man. What you think you know and what you see is two different things. If you watch regular TV, if you watch regular programming, they call it programming for a reason. They want you to think certain ways. So here we are. We're looking at the United States, the North America, and this atmospheric river used to curve up to the Aleutian. It's trying to go back where it belongs, but it's being forced down. I mean, we can see it plain as day. You know, California was in a monster drought, and then all of a sudden they had a major fire, and then all of a sudden it's a monsoon. It don't work that way. That's not natural. This is being induced. Same with the atmospheric river. This thing used to spin around like waves, and now they're pulling it right up. I mean, you can see this sharp line, man. This is being completely manipulated. And the companies, they're doing it right now over in Iran. Just go back and watch, you know, my last couple videos. I showed the weathergenerator.net. You can go check them out. So they're definitely manipulating our weather. They all are, not just some countries, all of them. You know, I'm still trying to figure out if they're working together, like a UN type thing, like a little secret handshake, you know, weather war, or if they're all doing it separately. That's what I'm trying to figure out. You know, as far as trying to sell the stuff, that they're definitely trying to make money. Yeah, here's a good picture of that tornado from earlier. Here we are looking at the base reflectivity there, the velocity tilt 1. But yeah, man, that was a mega tornado. All right, let's get out of that. So the New World Order is definitely here. They're trying to take over, and that's why we're doing our part and trying to stop it. Look, they're seeding the backside of the storm. They're cloud seeding the backside of the storm. That should tell you right there. They're also seeding the front side. And I know it's probably blurry out there on the live stream, but it will come in clear. And let me try to get this. We're going to get into a little bit of the radars here, because we see military chaff being deployed right down in here. I'm going to circle it. Once it pops up here, we have military radars going into, look, there's the chaff. That's a military grade chemtrail right there. We're going to have to zoom in on that radar and get a better look at that. So we'll see if we can pick that up down here from the Mexico next rad. We maybe had to use the Southern California one, but we'll see here. So there's, you know, back in I think it was 2009, when that same company Acquiesce, they did a test down in Australia on a rain making test, and all their next rads went all crazy, just like we're seeing there in California. So hopefully we can get this loaded. Everything's running pretty slow tonight. A lot of people are online trying to find out what the hell's going on with the weather. Last night we were covering the Ohio tornadoes, and the Weather Channel didn't even come on there and warn the people. 2 out of 3 of the live videos shot, there was no tornado warnings. There's definitely people that have died in them storms, and they're not going to tell you. You know, they might say 1 or 2 deaths. More people died than what they're saying. Anyway, we're trying to get this dang thing to load, man. It's really running pretty crappy right now. So it looks like we got all kinds of things being deployed right there. So look at that. It looks like they shot some rockets. That is insane right there. So it looks like they shot some kind of rockets out. Look at that. And then it like formed around the military radar. It's shifting around. Yeah, right there. It looks like something gets shot out of a fighter jet, and they blast out a bunch of chaff, which is showing up as a rain return. That's not rain. In fact, let's just take a quick look at the see if we can spot anything on here. This might take this a little bit to load. We'll check all the different little layers we got here. Yeah, they've been using rockets forever. Go to weathermodificationhistory.com. They've been engineering the weather, or messing with the weather, since the 1800s. You know, a lot of people think this Operation Popeye was the first weather warfare. No, it started in the 1800s. I've showed it tons of times. So that's right over the Bajas. So it's not picking up on, wait, maybe it is. It's just not coming in clear enough. Might have something right there. We'll see. We'll let it load all the way. You know, it depends on, as the satellite comes by, when it gets the picture, if we get it caught. And it's just taking forever to load. Yeah, we need to check the dam levels and all that. Let me get my links ready so I can pull them up. It always takes me a minute to find that one for some reason. So give me a second here. I don't remember if this is it or not. Let me copy that and see if this is it. Man, that map is just taking forever to load. Yeah, I don't have no other options, man. I have satellite internet. I have no cell service. There is no cable internet out here. I have one satellite company that comes out here. That's it. And they screw us over. All right, so I actually got the first link right. So it looks like everything is still the same. It's saying it's on the 27th still. So let's check the Shasta Dam. And it was at 98% yesterday, but it was an upward trend, and it still looks like it's going upwards. Now hopefully these are updated till today. So we are getting close. There's the total capacity 455, and they're at 446 right now. All right, let's check the Orville Dam. Trying to get my stuff back up here. So I think yesterday they were at 98%. No, it's still in an upward trend. It's still going up. Yeah, I thought yesterday this was on 98%. Total capacity 353. We're at 343. So they're like 10 feet away from going over the top. You know, I haven't got to see any, but I think there is stuff leaking out of the spillway. I can't confirm that. I didn't get a chance to check into that. Folsom's at 115. Don Pedro is only 90% of the cap, so they're still going up. Let me see if I can find that link to all of the dams and stuff. So give me a second here to see if I can find this. It may be down in the description. Let me look. Hey, thanks, sir, Christy. Much love out there. There it is. It's so hard to copy a link out of the description. All right, here we go. Let's load this up. Yeah, we're going to be, man, I'm really worried about these rivers overtopping. I mean, the whole Midwest, all the way up from Canada, all the way down to the ocean. So we got one right here in Applegate, Oregon. It's at, hopefully I'll read these. Let me click it and just see. I know I read them wrong the other day, so hopefully I can get it right this time. Yeah, so this baby is definitely high too. You know, there was a article that come out today that said there's an enhanced risk for fires up here. Doesn't look like they're in a drought to me. Looks like everybody's been getting flooded out. There's a high one there in where'd it go? Arkansas, Missouri, definitely they're 24 feet above. Blue Mountain, Arkansas, 23 feet above. Clearwater Lake, Missouri, 31 feet above. So it looks like, you know, so what was this one here? That was, maybe I'm not reading these right. So 2019 is the blue, the red is 2017. So it's nowhere near the mega flood that I guess they had in 2017. So that dam can probably definitely hold it. Eastman, California. Anyway, yeah, there's tons of stuff going on. Let's go ahead and get back to the radars. Let me get back up where I can see the whole thing here. go ahead and check over here on the east. And we got some new warnings out. Hey, thanks there, Sandy. Much love out there. So we have a new tornado warning coming out of Topeka, Kansas. Tornado warning for southeastern Nemaha County and northeastern Kansas until 9:45. Tornado and half dollar size hail. It will be around Gulf around 9:35, Woodland around 9:45. So here in about 15 minutes. So let's take a look at that on the radar. It's probably way up in the north. I guess I could have looked back here. Yeah, I need to get this thing on the full screen so I can at least find the warnings, and then we'll go check them out, see how strong they are, find out which way they're headed. Yeah, right there. So I got it on the right area. Alright, so we'll see if we can pick up any kind of debris ball. We'll just do the 24 so it loads a little quicker. So let's kind of study this real quick here. Yeah, so it's right there on the border. Here, I need to move this stuff around so I don't quit getting mixed up here. Okay. So it's going to be up around right in here. Let me put this on the base. This is one of the new Nexrads, so we get to different tilts. Yeah, I've been wondering about the New Madrid myself, but really the New Madrid is now over in Kansas and Oklahoma, man. They fracked it so bad that the pressure is releasing more over in the Kansas and Oklahoma and Texas areas. They're like the new Madrid. But with all this water weight, man, it's no telling what's going to happen. So I see a bunch of outflow right here. So yeah, it's right in there. You could actually kind of see it start to rotate right there. So we do got a little hook on that. Let's try some different tilts. You know, and then we got to think about after the floods. After the floods, we got to think about the food. You know, they're attacking the food. They're going to be offering Frankenfood, 3D printed stuff. I mean, they're going to use this multi-purpose, you know, everything. You know, if you go back and look at the history of when they built the dams, when they were building the dams, they actually created quite a few earthquakes between 4.5 and 4.7 just from the sheer weight of the water. You know, displacing the water is pushing down on the plates. And, you know, that's what I was talking about. You know, man has been steering the rivers on the land forever. Well, now they have the technology to steer the rivers of the sky, and that's why we're seeing everything that's going on right now. So I'm not really seeing nothing in that tilt. Let's try the you know, then now we're going to start worrying about diseases and contamination of the groundwaters. Man, you name it. Zika viruses. There's going to be a lot of crazy stuff going on. So I'm just trying to see if I can spot any. Let's go see if we can spot any kind of debris ball or anything. So we definitely got a little hook right there. Try to zoom in on that. Yeah, not really seeing any kind of debris ball or that. Let me check the so right now we got severe thunderstorms in Oregon, Topeka, Kansas, Norman, Oklahoma, Topeka, Pleasant Hill. And whoops, I lost it there. We can scroll down and just look at all the tornadoes that were hitting off. It looks just like last night. I mean, it's just ridiculous, all the tornadoes. Look at that. That's more tornadoes than severe thunderstorms. That's insane. That was last night. So that's what we were covering last night right there. It's like a tornado apocalypse. Guess why we'll let this load. And if you can see the white lines in here, these are the white lines that you see are these ships, the bunker fuel. The black lines, the black dark lines, are the aerosols being deployed by the planes. So they're hitting the Pacific Ocean. It really shows up at the beginning. And right here's that one that we've seen coming off the coast, curving up, but you can see tons of the lines in here, and I can't really zoom in on that. And then you also see the aerosols being deployed. Definitely see the aerosols, big fat lines. I'm trying to see if I can see that thing that looked like it was like shot off over here by the Bajas. And there it is right there. It's in that blue right there. So it's showing up as a chemtrail, but it's some kind of military chaff. Then you got some kind of mega you got 3 mega shipping operations, then tons of aerosols out here. So they're not done yet. Let's go ahead and refresh this. See what other kind of radar anomalies. And one thing I want you to notice when this thing gets done sputtering is they have the radars turned off where they want the storms to go, or they got them turned way down. Look, they turned that one up to push that rain down. Look, it was off. They're letting the flow come this way. Rain starts creeping that way, and they start turning it up a little bit. Oh, it's coming too close. I think we need to crank it up. Actually, they never did turn that back on till the last second. Then you see it'll start curving around. That's how they steer these things. You can see there's no next rad going on there in Wisconsin. They're wanting that to flow up, it looks like. They're actually trying to keep this in a straight line. So we had several tornadoes popped off there. Right now, there's just the one tornado warning there in Kansas. We also have winter storm warnings. It's almost June. What the hell? See what this looks like on the Cirrus layer while we're waiting on this stuff to load. Want to thank everybody out there watching this on Twitch, watching this on Facebook, watching this on D Live. I think I got I don't know if I still got it, but I got like a treasure chest thing. I'll give away some stuff there on D Live if I can bring it up here on my phone. That D Live is kind of weird, man. If you want to watch a replay, you got to watch it from the desktop. You can't get to it from the mobile app. And I don't know why it's like that. I guess because it's new. They're still trying to work out all the bugs. You know, it's a brand new, not brand new, but it's a new streaming platform. So let me see if, I don't know if I got the treasure chest anymore. I may have waited. Oh, wait. I'm not sure how to do it. Is that it? Yeah, I got some. I'm going to give away a diamond. Oh wait, can I do that? No, I can't do that. Oh man, I bet I missed out on giving away stuff here. Or maybe I have to do it on desktop. I don't know. I don't have that up and running. But we need some Marines on our side. I've had tons of military come forward and talk about this same stuff, man. They know what's going on. How come, you know, you got all these generals that have come forward? There's a lot of things going on that stuff needs to be answered. Yeah, we could get into the train thing. You know, there's a train. They're going to build a train system called the One World Train. I reported on that quite a while back during the Paradise Fires. But it is going to be, it goes all the way up from, you know, Texas all the way up into Alaska, from California up into Alaska, that goes over underneath the Bering Strait. They're building a tunnel. Then it's going to go all the way to China and Russia. It's called the One World Train, man. You can't make this stuff up, man. I've got all the documents of the plans. So you can definitely see the aerosols X in the sky up here. This is not water vapor. It's not a contrail. It's a con that they call it a contrail because it takes a chemical reaction to create these. I was going to come up with some kind of name like chemtrails, you know, nanoparticulate stratospheric injection clouds. I mean, that's what they are. Same thing with using the NexRads to steer the storms. So I think I'll play that clip. Here's a clip for you on some of the weather makers.
We're not using chemicals fired through rockets like other technologies use. We use a very gentle but powerful technology, launching electromagnetics into the atmosphere to modify the flow of the weather system over the ocean and drawing it into a target. So to try and keep it simple, we establish some kind of link with a weather system, and once we've seen through satellite meteorology that we have that link, we're able to draw that system in incrementally towards the target, such as in this case the Horn of Africa.
Mahendra, you call this project the Global Rain Project. Why the Global Rain Project?
Well, let me just step back. Ever since the beginning of civilization, mankind has diverted rivers on Earth to wherever we wanted to practice agriculture. Now we look at the atmosphere. The oceanic, 90% of the rain, more than 90% of the rain falls on the ocean. Sure. It's only about less than 5% on Earth. So the 90% that is above the oceans, these are fundamentally atmospheric rivers. And just the way we harvested rivers on Earth, we should be harvesting now with new technology the rivers above the oceans and moving them to a target area. Now, why is it global? Global because climate is changing. We see the floods that are on, the droughts that are on. So weather is being modified by human activities and by natural phenomena. And today we have developed the technology, and I'm convinced that in 30 years we will be able to confront climate change with technology with which we can modify weather patterns. It's weather modification, because climate change has two elements. It gets hotter temperature and precipitation changes. So moisture patterns change. Now imagine when we get rain, temperature goes down. So when you think of climate change, which is hotter areas, and that's the challenge we have in sub-Saharan Africa, that it will get hotter. Many areas that produce crops will not be viable. So it is a global phenomenon which requires global action. We can modify, and that is why we are committed to put this in the humanitarian arena to begin with. And it should be governed and utilized at the global level by the global community.
He's from Australia, you're from Kenya. How did the two of you meet?
Well, we met in Qatar. I was director of the Qatar National Food Security Program.
So there you go, guys. There's from the people. That's the guy out of Australia who put the fires out a couple months ago down in Tasmania. He offers tornado mitigation. He can steer the atmospheric rivers of the sky with a simple NexRad. He uses electromagnetic technology. And, man, he was the one that caused the floods in Texas in 2012. He did a test in 2012. That's when they got the 4 feet of hell, the softball size hell, mega floods. We're seeing the same thing happen today. You know, he went back to get some more of his equipment out of there, and when he went back, they had put a bunch of holes in the wall where they had cameras and recording devices, and they stole his technology in 2012. That's why you don't see him over here doing any kind of, they could have put the Paradise Fire out. They could have stopped these floods, but they're not. They want this stuff to happen. They have the technology to stop this stuff, but they never ever use it for good. They only use it to push their agendas, to push their global warming, to push their climate change. You know, whatever don't work, they'll just move to a different term. So yeah, the truth sucks, but that's the truth. The truth is the truth. So I was trying to see if this ever loaded, and I don't think we're going to pick that military stuff up. We got aerosols all over the place. Let's go ahead and check the radar, see if we got anything new going on. Hopefully not. Yeah, there's more. Same tornado. We got flood warnings coming out of Pleasant Hill. Oh, I got a clip. Let me see if I got this lined out. This is the video I took today. I went and drove up to the dam, or I drove to the access roads here on Truman Dam. This was in the morning, and this thing will cycle through. And then I pulled up. I don't know why they didn't start at the right clip. So that didn't start at the right clip here. Let me see here. Nope, that's not it either. All right. Yeah, there's a clip on here where I pulled off and walked up to where there was supposed to be a road and seeing how far the water, look at this drifting chemtrail. That was the same day. This was yesterday morning before all the storms. So the water had rose at least 4 feet, maybe 6 foot up on this bank from yesterday. So hopefully we'll let that cycle through, and I get out of the car and actually walk up and see where it is. I mean, I went down 2 different highways, and both highways, if this gets over, it's going to block off 2 major highways. And it's really close. There was a pontoon boat drifting out in the middle of a guy's farm. That's videos on there. I think I might have uploaded that to the backup channel. I might have uploaded this channel. I did upload a video to the backup channel, but the wind noise was so loud you could hardly hear me talk. So yeah, they probably got, you know, that one company that's doing the weather generating out in Iran that's caused, you know, Iran's 90% underwater right now from the tests they're doing. And the company that's doing it now is using ionospheric heating. They offer cloud seeding for like $10 a cubic foot. I mean, it's just crazy. But yeah, they want to hijack the water, the river of the sky, and then they want you to buy it with cryptocurrency. It's called the Climate Cron. And they also offer drought mitigation. They offer dust storm prevention, sandstorm prevention. Oh, and then when I went by the golf course up in Clinton, Missouri, half the course is underwater. And there's still guys out there golfing like nothing's wrong. Yeah, and Trump's not going to help nobody. He's part of the puppets. They all work together. They act like there's a right. They act like there's a left. That's just part of the programming. That's what they want you to think. They want you to pick a side. They want to divide the people. That's the whole thing. Divide and conquer. And if you fall for it, you just need to open your eyes a little bit. Watch what's going on around you. Watch the skies. Turn the TV off and get away from the programming. That's what they're doing. They're programming the people. Hell, they all are, man. There is no good person that would take over at all. Yeah, here's where I pulled over, and the road's completely gone down here. So I walk down there and see how close it is to the highway. I think I uploaded this over on the backup channel. Yeah, there's a road that's probably 20 feet underwater right there. And I definitely ain't turning the sound on it. It don't look that windy, but man, it was windy and it was loud, so. Yeah, you hardly ever get a blue sky anymore. Maybe once, maybe 2 days a month, that's it. And you go back and look, I showed where they wanted to turn the blue sky white. There's several papers on how they want to turn the blue sky white. It's called cloud brightening. They want to, yeah, it's just crazy, man. So yeah, like after this clip, if I ever get done on this clip, wonder if I can fast forward it a little bit. Then I drive up over it and show you where the road should be. And it's not there, it's gone. So you can see right here that the road, it's only about 5 foot up before it goes over the road. Over the major highway, Highway 13. Tons of farms are underwater, tons of farmland. And the mainstream is not talking about this whatsoever. So pretty nuts that they won't talk about this. They won't let people know just how bad it is, how bad it could be. And here's where I'm driving over the bridge, I think. No, let's see. No, because I would have already been over it. Yeah, these clips aren't in order. Here's the farmlands on 7 Highway. This is between Harrisonville, Missouri and Clinton, Missouri. The farms are just going underwater, and there's no lake back there. There's a little river coming out of Montrose Lake that's like, man, it's probably 5 miles back in there. It's way back in there. So yeah, we're definitely in some deep stuff. All right, let me get it back on the other scene. But I want to thank everybody out there for joining us. And let me check and make sure we don't have no more severe stuff going on right this second. And just all thunderstorms. So we're going to jump into a song called Rise. We're going to need to rise. We got to awake the masses and get people to see that things aren't as they appear. Anyway, guys, much love out there. Be safe. Share this out. Let's rise. Then we'll play the fighting song after that. Anyway, guys, much love. Be safe out there. It's going to get crazy, man. We'll get into some forecasting again tomorrow. Anyway, much love, guys.